Turn me up.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Married Bunch. My name is Nico.
Brianna.
William.
Keonda.
Chris.
Crystal.
And we are the bunch. All right, in today's episode, we're going to be free. What'd you say, Bob?
Free balling.
Free balling. So whatever's on our mind, we're just going to bring it to the table and discuss. So who wants to start us off?
All right, I'll start. So y'all know like the Married at First Sight, right? Mm-hmm. So me and Buki been watching it. He probably don't want people to know he be watching Married at First Sight. He be all into it too. But
that ain't what we watch. That ain't what we watch.
So
Love is Blind.
Oh, that's what it is.
I know.
Love is Blind.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you know how they be into like little pods. Do you think that y'all could marry somebody just off of personality? Y'all having conversations, you never seen this person, but connecting with them without seeing them?
Through a wall.
Through a wall. Could you do that?
Y'all just talking through a wall to you with each other for hours or whatever.
I think, they talk for like 2 weeks or something?
Yeah, 2-3 weeks, I think.
Never seen them.
No.
No, I couldn't do it.
No.
We got to tell why.
Because I have to have some type of attraction to the person. Look-wise, physically.
But if you attracted to the person like everything else, but you just haven't seen them, you don't think you could fall for a person that way? Just conversation on the phone. Or, in the pod.
I mean, I could, but once I see them, if they're not easy on the eyes, then I don't think it's going to work.
Or it doesn't match how you think they look because their tone of voice and kind of the things that they talk about. You kind of create your own, perception how they're going to look. And if they don't look like that, I don't know.
Chris?
Man. Nah. Because let's all be honest, though. Like, if you connect with a person that way and they come out, they step out and they looking like a gremlin, is you still going to be, you still going to rock with it? Even though you got a connection.
You right. I don't think I would be able to do it either, but, on the show, a lot of the guys is like, it don't matter how you look. I love you. I love you for you. We done connected on so many other levels. I really don't care. But
I don't think
out of six couples, only 2 of them still married. You know what I'm saying? Once you can see it on their faces. Once the doors open and they see them, they like you can see it. They ain't. I don't think.
Because I know they're gonna probably front for the show, but
exactly
being realistic, is that gonna really last a long time? I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Because you can talk to somebody all day, but once you see them, you like, damn.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Y'all all sound superficial.
So you would be.
So nobody at this table have never dated somebody off of personality alone.
No.
I had to have something that draws me.
No.
Yeah.
Now they may not been the finest, but they had something initially that I was like, oh, they're cute, and then their personality, but it hasn't been just ugly.
I couldn't do it.
Or catfish, just like a form of catfishing. So, because you talk to somebody all this time, then when you see them in person, you like, this ain't the person I was talking to.
And they don't give you no description of what they look like while they in the pods either. Right. You don't know if they white. You don't know if they black. You don't know if they mixed.
You can tell someone's black though.
Not really.
What? By someone's voice, you can tell really. Someone's black.
Because it was 2. Well, it was a black dude and it was 2 black girls. By the way that the black girls talk, one of them, I think she was in the military or something, but she sounded just like a white girl.
I know. I watched this season. To me, you can always tell if someone's a person of color. I don't care. You can always tell. Whatever comes up, there's something in there that you're gonna be like, oh, they black, or they're a person of color.
Yeah.
Just by what you talk about.
For a man.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, you could tell it about like a black man.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's different for women, though, I think.
You
like,
think?
I think so. I think so.
I don't think so.
So you have never, because I'm going to get y'all to change your mind. So you have never
you ain't.
talked to somebody that at first they were attracted to you and you did not, you was like, I would not talk to this person. And then as you started to get to know their personality, you was like, oh, okay, maybe.
I think that's better in real life, not for a TV show where you hide them behind a wall.
Okay, so in real life now, you have never talked to somebody that at first you was like, no, absolutely not. and then after seeing their personality, you changed your mind.
That's a yes.
Or you might have seen
So
something,
are they
something
dating
else.
or they getting married? Are they married?
Now, they got married.
Well, this is
They got
Love
married.
is Blind.
Yeah,
they got married.
They got married. He proposed before they saw each other.
Yeah, you propose in the pods.
And they say yes or no before they even see each other.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just don't know that's gonna work.
That's crazy.
Maybe
So
somebody
Keanu,
else.
you saying if you was in that situation, you would be able to say yes from behind the wall without just based off of the connection.
She gonna be like, he ugly, but the connection is there.
Yeah, so
It's gonna be all in your face.
I can hear her there.
Man, come behind the wall looking like the Grinch. You gonna be all right with that?
I mean, I'm that type of person.
No, you ain't.
So you'll say
No,
yes.
she is.
You'll say yes from behind the wall.
If like we connect like that, yeah. I talked to people who at first I was like, absolutely not, but personality wise, they wore me down.
But what if it's like a manipulator behind the wall, like somebody that's
That could definitely
know how to run game.
And it was some of them.
It was
It
some
was.
people like that.
It
That
was.
he came off as like being like kind of like a player, and like he was,
Say he played football. He was a football star.
Yeah. So they we can't control our imagination. So
Right.
So yeah, I think it could absolutely.
But she looked like a
happen.
linebacker, so
Oh, Brianna.
she did. She did. But she lost. She looked different.
She
now.
looked
Yeah, she looked
better on the
good.
reunion.
Yeah, on the reunion.
I think that your emotions, like, I think you definitely could connect with somebody on that type of level and have all these emotions because you still have an imagination. So you still gonna be envisioning that person. However,
Yeah, we didn't
but
say you
maybe-
can't have the connection. We just said, are we able to do it after the connection? That was the question.
Okay, I would be able to go into it and be very interested in getting to know the person even after. Like Chris said, the say I do part is a little scary and crazy. That is crazy to say I do, but I definitely think I could fall for somebody just off their voice.
Well, that's like on Married at First Sight. It's a little different. You actually walk into the altar to see this person and saying I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without no communication.
Yeah, but that's like arranged marriages. Some
Yeah.
people do that.
Yeah. That is true.
Couldn't be me.
I don't know about that one though.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of ask this question. For a single person, right? What advice, because I see a lot of single people ready to get married, ready to jump in. What advice would you give them to let them know, like, okay, you are ready to get married if you have this, or if you are this, or you're not ready to get married if you still do this? What advice would you have for a single person?
If you got a job.
I think if you're like emotionally aware of yourself and someone else and you can empathize with someone else, I think if you're ready to put someone else before yourself, I think those are some attributes.
That's good.
That is good.
How would you know though? How would you know if you were ready to put somebody before yourself?
Right, because you can say it all day, but then when someone comes,
it's a different story.
Yeah, it's a different story. Help me out, Crystal.
I'm thinking. I don't know. I think that's something that comes naturally.
I was about to say, if you meet that person and y'all, I mean, you probably gonna already be taking the steps in that, being kind of, you know what I'm saying,
intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because once you really meet the right person, you know, like everything will change. Like you don't even care, not care. What I'm trying to say. Like you just give it your all. Like you really love this person. You want to be with this person. You do whatever.
A second
yeah, it's
thought.
not a second thought at all.
So do you think it's some single people that's not even ready to date?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
sure.
If you ever seen Pop the Balloon, you'll know who's ready and who's not ready.
And there's none of them on there.
Not some of them, right?
Some.
If your mindset is just getting tail, you are not ready for a relationship.
I know that's right. Tail. I would have said cat, but
And I would say if you are very insecure, you're not ready for marriage or dating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like on Pop the Balloon, like you are too old to be talking about someone's clothes. Clothes can change. Like, and not saying you're changing a person, but like the whole black effect, you know, on TikTok, when you date someone black, it's like the black effect. If you're dating someone, they're gonna step their game up just like you're gonna step your game up. Like y'all gonna level up together. So, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Because I can go buy you some clothes and new shoes.
Right.
So
I think all the social media,
That's the
whatever that
problem.
is, it's kind of reshaped expectations
right.
for people that's dating. You know what I'm saying? Everybody focus on the wrong things.
yeah.
Like Trump.
Oh Jesus!
Worried about the
Don't
wrong
even-
stuff.
Don't even get this going. So, have y'all seen that trend that was on TikTok? Like, I can't help you with the mortgage this month.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, but I can't help you with the mortgage this month.
Yeah.
So, like, today we went to the church. We was at the health fair, and it was a lady there. She was like really nice. She was like a nurse, and she was helping everybody. But she was like, if my husband would pass away, I don't know how to pay these bills. I don't know who to contact. I don't know what, I've had a lot of like my older patients say that too. Like when my husband passed away, I didn't know anything. So like as a woman or a man, how much should you know pertaining to like finances and paying your bills? Because you've seen some people like, do you even know how to pay the mortgage?
Right.
So how much should you know, like being a married person, as far as like finances and paying bills, either way?
It's crazy. We were just talking about this at lunch because one of my coworkers, she said something like, she's like, yeah, I don't even know. My husband just paid the mortgage. I don't even know where it goes to. But then one of the single coworkers was like, dang, you must really trust him to get it done. So
Ooh.
go ahead, Crystal.
No, so same thing
had this,
happened. It was like last year sometime, and we was talking about how couples do their finances, like as far as bank accounts and stuff. And we were all just talking. Everybody was saying, and so they looked at me. Well, Crystal, what you and your husband do? And I was like, oh, well, we got this, that, and the third. And they was like, well, how you pay bills? And I was like, oh, well, he do the mortgage and I do the utilities. And this one, the nurse who was there that time, she looked at me. She was like, what? You trust him? And I was like, yeah.
Right. Why wouldn't I be with someone I trust?
She was like, so what happens if you wake up one morning and you got a foreclosure letter in the mail? And I said, well, that hasn't happened. I said, but I know it's getting paid. She was like, well, how do you know? Like, she was just drilling me. And I'm like, bitch, I know.
You know your man.
Like, I know. Like, even though I don't pay it, I know how to pay it. I know how much it is or roundabout. But, I know what to do if something happens. Put it like that. So.
Yeah.
So what advice? I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead, Nico.
I would just say some women are not equipped to do things like that because they just want to focus on what the man do and stuff like that. But it really pertains to you should be doing this when you were single.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
But I mean, when you're combining the household, still they wouldn't. If you're just giving everything to the husband to do, they might not know.
well, just don't come to the marriage and be stupid. You need to know how to do stuff.
Right, but think about Wendy on Housewives, right? The longer you're married, right, he just takes care of everything.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm willingly oblivious to stuff because I just let you take care of it.
Yeah, you are. When it comes to certain stuff, I do. But I know if you need to, you know how to do it.
Yeah, I know how to do it, but it's going to take me a while to get to it? Maybe.
Yeah.
So is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like I understand, like you know, trusting a person because we went to this health fair and they just had us thinking about a whole bunch of stuff. But is that a good thing or a bad thing to not know if something were to happen? Knock on wood, God forbid. How to manage your household too? Not saying that you have to be completely invested, but
I think that's a bad thing if you don't know.
Right.
You should know, even if you're not paying it. You should know. Like, who was it that I was talking to? I can't remember who it was, but they said in their household they have a red folder. If something happens to the husband or the wife, they know everything is in this red folder.
oh, that's good.
Insurance policies, whatever, you know. And I remember asking like, well, where's the red folder? And she was like, oh, it's at the top of the closet somewhere, she said, in the closet somewhere. And he knows if something happens, go to the red folder. She says there's only one red folder in the whole entire house.
Yeah.
That's smart. It's definitely a conversation that needs to happen. Even like when you be talking about like funeral arrangements and stuff like that, even though it's stuff you don't want to talk about, it's just something that needs to happen. Maybe that's something at the beginning of the year that you guys, reinstate.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, that we need to, we
Because
need to
if
talk
something
about.
happens, God forbid, do y'all know what your partner want?
Yeah, and that's what we was talking about at the church too. That's why I said they gave us a whole bunch of stuff to like go back and think like, how long would you want to be on the respirator? You know what I'm saying? How long do you want to be cremated? Do you want to be buried? Like all of those things, like, because you don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But that's going to fall on your spouse.
You better keep me on that respirator.
But how long would you want to be on there? Like even all of those things, like, you know what I'm saying? Like all of those things, a month. Do you want to wait 6 months? Like,
Lord. Ooh.
Just a couple years.
And that's what they was talking about. And I was like, oh my God, like.
Yeah, you definitely got to have a process. Even though you trusting in your spouse, you still got to know the process, of how things flow. Now, some things, like you was just talking about, you're not going to know everything down to the T. It's going to be some decisions. I'm talking about like.
Because I got my stuff ready.
I'm talking about specific things. Like if things happen suddenly, it's some things you're going to have to make a sound judgment off of.
Well, the good thing for Chris, all of us know.
Well, and see, that's why I be telling y'all, because if something happens, his mind going to be all, and y'all going to be like, well, Krista said she want a white casket.
We got it in writing. We got it in writing to everybody. We know.
I remember for the last time when you jumped on me about it. But But yeah, that's important, yo. It's
But you brought
important.
respirator. I ain't talk about that. 2 weeks.
Crystal.
Why 2 weeks and not
Because
1
after
week?
2 weeks, they're going to bring the family in anyway and say, all right, y'all need to start making your mind up. Now she's at risk for infection, blah, blah, blah. 2 weeks.
Yeah, feeding tubes. Do
Yep.
you want her to have a feeding tube?
No
All
feeding
of the,
tube, no. If I can't wake up and be Crystal, the normal Crystal, pull the plug.
And I will say this, that they talked about like having a living will. They said you can get that off Amazon. You just go get it notarized, all the things. But yeah, I was like, wow.
That's something that definitely need to be done. That's something that we even gotta get the jump on because that's important.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You definitely gotta get the ball rolling.
Older family members, like, because it's something you don't want to talk about.
Yeah,
you don't want to talk about that.
And then when it come to family members, like, you gotta deal with that. Because it's gonna be some people that act crazy.
Yeah.
And stuff will
They gonna
change
be
quickly.
entitled. Yeah, they're gonna feel like they're entitled to certain things. That's why.
You gotta have it in writing.
Yeah, for sure.
Look, Chris over there, she about to refine her whole list. Chris, you about to have to hear this all over again.
No, I got I'm telling you, I know what I want. I ain't nobody gonna be fighting over nothing.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Especially like kids situation. Like I know I gotta have things together.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't want no problems. Might have to shift back.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, seriously. This dude said shift.
Do you know what I want?
No, I told you. I don't know. I don't know. Now, I know you had said one time like you wanted to be cremated, but I don't believe that's really what you want. Well, I don't. Do not cremate me. I don't want that. But and then like even though like your license may say organ donor, your family still has a say so if they're gonna donate. So having all those things like in place, like I said, today was good at church. We was there early, but it was a good session.
All right, so quick question. I know we talked about the whole thing where the wife was saying they couldn't contribute to the mortgage. So what if the husband, if it was reverse and the husband was like, hey, you know, I don't have the mortgage this month. How would that go? How would that conversation go?
I'm paying the mortgage.
Right. We a team. We can't both be on the street.
Because just based off social media, if that role was reversed, then it's gonna be a lot of females. They gonna be leaving.
Right.
Or even if that narrative on social media was like, the guy asking the female that, you know how many comments would have been in that comment thing, women talking about that. It's just taboo.
And I was talking to one of my patients just Friday, and we was talking about, because one of the people in the household, it was like, everything has to be 50-50, down the middle. And I was like, well, that's really not realistic, because sometimes it may be 80-20. Then sometimes it may, you know, it's just not realistic. And another family member was like, yeah, because I had a stroke. And now a lot of stuff is on my wife. Like, I used to be the driver, and now she has to drive me places and stuff like that. So, you know, I hope that nobody goes into like a marriage thinking that it's always going to be 50-50, because it may not be that way.
Right.
Well, let me say this, and some people that's listening, y'all might get mad, but it's mainly the women that feels that way. And I feel like most of the women who feels like they want a man to pay everything and they don't want to go half or whatever the case may be, I feel like they can't do it for themselves. That's just me.
No.
Yeah, because, okay, say the man pays everything. So where your money going to?
Exactly.
How are you contributing to the household?
Right.
So,
because if you never contributed to anything, I just don't understand how you going to survive. How you going to survive on your own if that's what you're looking for all the time.
To be taken care of.
Yeah. That's crazy. But on another note, as far as paying, like, I feel like I would never put Crystal in the situation if I didn't have it. I wouldn't just sit there and be like, just be silent and not tell her I'm struggling on this side. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we gotta be honest with that too. Like if we're in a situation, if I'm in a situation and I can't pay the mortgage, I gotta be honest enough with her to tell her, hey, yo, I'm short. I'm having some issues, and then we can work it out. Instead of the man just
struggling.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And that's if you're a team, then it shouldn't be no struggle. It should be a conversation.
Now that's real marriage.
Yeah,
for sure.
Right.
Definitely.
Like you gotta be honest up front.
And I know my husband, he would be like, he would tell me, but he would be like, don't even worry about it. I'm gonna make it work. He's gonna do what it do to get it done.
Yeah.
But just a conversation, open communication.
Right. At least you ain't in the dark of that though.
Right.
And I like twofold to that. Us as women have to be able to receive that well, because you know what I'm saying. If we want our man to be vulnerable to us, we have to learn how to be like, okay, in this vulnerable place, not spaz out. We got to be able to receive it and then help with a solution.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, talking about vulnerability. So, like on that season of Love Is Blind, we had Tyler on there that was a crier, right? So, ladies, how would you feel if your man was constantly crying?
What's constantly? Let's define that.
You know, like constantly crying, like every other day you saw him crying. Just it could be over anything.
Like tears.
Tears.
Or just whining.
Tears.
That's not gonna work for me. And I'm gonna say this because I'm a type of person where, like, if somebody around me is sad, then I'm sad, and both of us can't be sad every other day. Like, that's just not gonna work. Now, if you crying like once every 2 weeks or something, or once a month, you know, I can. But every other day, I don't think I can handle that.
What's the crying for? Though?
Yeah, that's the question.
What's
I
the
mean,
underlying
maybe like crying, like just can't handle life, crying, something didn't go their way.
Oh no,
You gotta pull it
See
together,
a therapist
brother.
and take it to God.
Yeah, now if you're going through a season that's really rough for you, and you might have to cry every day. Yeah, we also got to get help. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We also got to get help, but not cry because things don't go your way.
Right.
You gotta pull it together, bro. You gotta pull it together.
For real, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
And that's not me, you know.
Crying, bro.
Because I understand we all go through rough seasons, you know. So I get it. So I can be there for a season, but not this is who you are.
Right. No, you're not gonna be crying more than me, bro.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because if you're that emotional,
If you're that emotional, you can't lead.
yeah,
Like, you can't do anything.
yeah.
Like you can't make decisions. You can't do anything if you're that emotional.
And that's
every
like
other
Crystal,
day.
That's like Crystal said, bro. If you sad or you down and out, bro, I'm gonna be sad and down. But we
sure.
can't go on
Yeah,
like
because
that.
that stuff rubs off on
Yeah,
you. Like,
you can't live
not
like
constantly.
that, man.
Yeah.
Heck, no.
Every other day is just that's excessive. Like you gotta get some help. You gotta
Yeah.
talk to
For real.
somebody.
For real.
So what did Cheryl say in that interview?
So kind of going back when we was talking about the whole money thing and, you know, asking for help. So Cheryl Underwood had an interview with Shannon Sharp, and she said that basically your husband is the breadwinner even if you make more money.
Yeah, I
And
see
do y'all agree with that? But I'm going to play the clip so everybody can hear it.
Yeah, play it because I ain't heard. I got to hear before I agree with anything.
As women, we so used to being the man and the woman in our relationship that
We don't know how to fall back and just be the woman.
There you go. And I know how to make a sandwich. You want cheese on your sandwich? What you need? What you need? I know what to do. I want to pick up the dry cleaning. I want to do what I saw my mama who raised me and who was married to my father. I want to do what they're doing. I want to be the wife. While I go out and slay a dragon, we back to back on slaying these dragons. That's what I want.
Are you okay being the breadwinner in a relationship?
I'm not the breadwinner in the relationship. You mean any man I'm with?
Yeah.
I'm not the breadwinner in the relationship.
But would you be okay if you were?
I'm not. There's no man I know from you or he got a regular job. He work at a warehouse. He is the head of the household. He is the breadwinner. I will chip in as he see fit because he's the head. Now, this is the way I was raised. A lot of women not going to agree with me.
No, they ain't going to agree with that, Cheryl.
I'm cool if you don't, but...
They're about to tear you up, Cheryl. Let me just let you know.
Tear me up because here's the thing. Even if I make more money, it doesn't make me the breadwinner.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't make me the breadwinner. It makes me the baby. What you say you want to do what? Or what you want for Christmas? You want a pony? Okay, nigga. I got you.
Okay, so that's what she had to say. So what y'all think?
Okay, so I looked up the definition of breadwinner, and it says a member of a family whose wages supply the family's principal or only means of support.
Okay, so which one you rolling with, Cheryl Underwood or the definition?
I can halfway agree with her because I look at it like this. Breadwinner to me means whoever makes the most money.
Right.
That does not mean, like, let's say if I make more than Chris. Yeah, I'm the breadwinner, but that doesn't mean that he can't lead the family and he's not the head of the household. That's how I look at it.
Based off that definition, though, the definition said the only.
The only.
Yeah.
Or primarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, she kind of right because she's not the only. If the man is working, she's not the only one that's bringing in bread. Yeah. So I think we shaping our own
Yeah, we making our own definition because it sounds like the winner. I make more bread than you. Right. I'm the winner, but that's not what it is. It's the one who is also, if he's taking care of the household, like he's doing everything by himself, he or she.
Now, if he won't doing anything, he can have nothing to bring to the table. Right. No job, no nothing. Yeah, of course. He's solely the breadwinner in that. So
yeah, but I also think you gotta be careful who you have leading you, because some of these, I'm not gonna say people, but like when you're looking at social media and things like that, some of these women that have these men leading them, they have nothing going for them. How you have someone leading you and they have nothing going for themselves? Where can they lead you? Nowhere.
That's what some of them hoping. They hoping that he get it along the way. They just waiting for it, but
and that's another issue. You're trying to change somebody.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, what if you see the potential? So do we not fall for potential, ladies? Do we not see somebody going somewhere? Do we just kind of be like, he got the potential, but
I feel like a lot of women fall for potential, but I don't think it's the right thing to do. And I would say that for women and men.
Elaborate.
So this is crazy. We just had this conversation with Marquise before he went back. Yep. Now this is coming from us because we're raising boys. So I'm pretty sure Key is telling the twins the same thing. But I told him don't go off of potential.
Yeah, definitely not.
Just because you can see something in that person doesn't mean that they see it in themselves.
Right.
So to me, potential is not something you should just strictly go off of.
That's just everything right there, because if you can see something all day, but if that person don't know they have access to that potential or they even have it at all, like how long you gonna wait for them to realize that they got it or to even tap into it?
Right.
You can be waiting forever.
I'm gonna add an element to it. So what if this person, man or female, is in school? Say they're in law school or they're going to school to be a doctor. And during this time, you're helping support them. Is that something that you would suggest to your child? Or at a younger age, would y'all have done that? Still stayed around, supported while somebody was still, going to school, trying to fulfill their dreams?
I mean, working potential is a little different than potential because they're working towards what you see them in their dreams and aspirations. But just like the game, right? I need a ring for me to stay around, take care of you.
Absolutely.
So I need something that is locked in where we're doing this together. We're preparing for our future.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I don't date just and be taking care of somebody because you're dating. That person they can still leave you. Exactly. They can get their degree and be out. And you just supported them and you thinking. So, no, I wouldn't suggest that. You would have to have the commitment. The ring has to be there.
And maybe they might be supporting to get the ring.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because we know people do some strange things to get a ring.
Yeah.
Eco. Okay.
Well, I was gonna say something about the ring. Oh, okay. So does getting the ring shut someone up? Because a lot of times people get the ring and then they don't get married for another 3 to 4 years. So the women wanted the ring, they got the ring, but they still don't have the marriage. So, like, what do you guys think in that situation? What should a woman do, or just what y'all think?
I'm gonna let Key go.
I'll say if we're living as such, we got the ring, and after, sometimes you have to save money, you have to plan year and a half, that's about all, 2 years.
Right.
That's about it. We're not going 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and we're just saying we're engaged. No, I wouldn't do that. I would have some questions for brother.
Right.
For the brother. What are we doing, brother? Because at this point, that's what y'all is. Y'all brother and sister.
Yeah. If you still dating at 5 years and don't have a ring, you need to break up.
Or have a conversation.
No break up.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the conversation gonna be? We've been together 5 years with a ring.
Pretty sure they probably done had plenty
Plenty of
conversations.
conversations.
Yeah.
Within 5 years.
Because you know she been trying to get that ring. Mm-hmm. Let's go to Jared's. Let's look and see what they got.
Not Jared.
And then at that point, you have to evaluate honestly what's important. Is it the show of the wedding, or is it actually the commitment? Because you can go to the courthouse and get that done.
And then you have a celebration later on.
Right.
But that's another
Right.
thing. People want to have that celebration and wedding to post for people to see to think they're doing something. But when you get done with their wedding, how's it going to be at home?
Right.
That's our motto. That's our motto. Well, kind of talking about the ring. I had some time off this week, so I've been seeing some stuff. So what do you guys think about this? Okay, so thinking about the whole black-white situation, they say that white women are conditioned to get the ring in college, where black women are conditioned to get their degree, get your accolades, and do what you need to do. Do you guys think that is true? And is it wrong to teach your child to go to college to get the ring?
I think we should teach our children how to survive. The goal is not to get a ring for my kids. Like, you get what I'm saying? I want you to be an adult. I want you to grow up. I want you to be able, whatever it is that you want, I want you to be able to do it yourself. Now, if along the way in college you find that person, then that's just a, special plus for you. Good job. But no, I raise my kids to take care of themselves. I'm not raising them to go and find a ring.
But is that the black mentality?
For my household, that and we're black, is to go and get your degree. We're black. Go get your degree, girl. Don't worry about no man. Because that man can leave you today and you still may need to, in a year or two, and you're going to have to take care of yourself.
I was just about to say that. I think is that what you just said is just, go do what you have to do. Don't focus on a man. I think that's traditionally the black the black way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why that happens specifically. That's what I think.
But I don't necessarily think the Caucasian women are going to school just for a ring. Like, you get what I'm saying?
But they're saying they're positioning themselves to get the ring in college. So they're placing themselves in the basketball arenas, the football arenas. They're going to these certain areas to position themselves to get the ring.
She talking about like snagging.
Right,
Yeah.
millionaires, ballers.
Right. So it's like
Right place, right time.
Right. So it's like for us, we like go to school, get your education, and if the man comes, good job. They're like, we're gonna go to school, get the man, and if the degree come into that, good job. It's just the
Exactly.
reverse, I
Right.
guess.
Well, I want to know where these women are, because every white woman I know, that ain't their story.
I guess
They
they
got a
probably
degree.
basing that off like social media, like how white women snag basketball players and football players and celebrities and stuff like that. I think that's where they getting that from.
Right.
Social media rough, boy.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not necessarily saying that's true for everybody, because
Right.
some black women may go to college just for the
Right.
man. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
That's true. Well, speaking of black and white, I've had this question. You always see how we be like, black men don't like black women. So for us at the table, we can't really answer this question that well because we look black women. But why do y'all feel like black men don't like black women?
Or they're the number one haters of black
Or why
women.
they? Number one haters. They don't like them. Your mama black, your aunt black, sister black. So what's the
Right.
problem?
Based off what I seen, like for the most part, I know social media got a huge influence, but most of the time I hear they saying that black women is not submissive. Like too aggressive,
You got too much mouth.
too
Dominant.
They
For
want
the
to run
most
the
part,
show.
that's what I see on
Yeah.
social media.
I can agree with that.
Agree in what aspect?
No, I can agree with what he's saying as far as that's what they're saying.
Yeah, that's what I see for the most part. Like,
Yeah.
Well, the men that's probably saying that probably don't have their together.
So they need someone to be.
Right.
Yeah.
And just because I'm putting a little fire up under your tail, don't mean I'm nagging.
Right.
That's true. What y'all think?
I hear like, and this is just a couple of things that I heard, like white women basically like do whatever the black man asks them to do, or whatever the black man tell them to do. Black woman ain't going for that. They ain't going for that.
Just say Keon does not. The funny thing is, I had asked him about this. I had asked him. I said, do you feel like, I asked you in the store, I was like, do you think I'm mean?
Yeah, you are.
I think sometimes we do get the angry black woman, because we're constantly saying, if you have to say that to your man, sometimes you can say it one time, but I know, like with me and him, I may have to say it more than once. I might, just like it was something about like registration. Sometimes I have to say the same thing a few times, and that probably does get annoying, but I think we do get the angry black woman. Sometimes you even hear black women are too independent. So it is hard if a person is raised to be independent, to take care of herself, to kind of break those walls down. I do feel like we do have to break some walls down, especially if you want to get married. We can't be too independent. You know what I'm saying? We do have to allow the man to lead. And I think for me, that was one of my issues. I had to allow him to lead because I was a single mother and I was doing everything myself. So to allow somebody to come in and trust, like, you got this, you got that, sometimes it did. I had to, reassure myself that we was going to be straight. So I had to keep checking.
Right.
And so sometimes you get the we may not be your peace because we constantly asking questions because we want to know what's going on. Right. So I'm not your peace because I'm asking questions. So I guess it's just the type of man that you have and
or it could be I'm not your piece because you're not putting your best foot forward.
That's true.
Hello.
Right. That's true.
Right.
We are the number one educated in the country. So.
Say that. Say that.
And too, let's be real. Like when you comparing, and this is no shade to the Caucasian women, but when you're comparing a black woman, especially how we've been brought up, compared to them, I mean, it's just different. Let's just be real. Most of the time, white women, they have both parents in the household. A lot of the times with black women, all we have is mama or grandma or auntie, and a lot of that plays a part in it. So, and for the men that saying, oh, black women are aggressive, this, that, and the third, like, come on now. You grew up with a single mama. You know how this works.
Right.
Like, let's be real.
Right.
Because I know sometimes I have to sit on my hands because I know how to put stuff together. I'm Bob the Builder.
Right. And
I'll be like, can you put this stuff together? Knowing I could probably do it faster than him. But you know what I'm saying? I have to allow him because I'm good at that though.
Right.
So sometimes it's like, can you
Well, that was my next question for the guys. How do you guys handle independent women? Like what's your process handling independent women?
As far as what?
Like,
give me an example.
Like, you're married to someone that's independent. How do you still, I don't know.
Like, that she can do it, but she's allowing you to do it, but that she can do it herself.
How do we handle that?
Yeah, because, like, that was the whole discussion before. Like, some black men don't want black women because they're independent, right? How do you manage dating someone or marry someone that is independent? Like, how are you in a relationship with someone that's independent?
I guess that's not a good question for me because I never thought of it that way. Like, oh, I'm with an independent woman. So I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know either. I don't know. I mean,
does independence scare y'all?
No.
I mean, not me. Cause she asked me to do something, and like if I don't get to it fast enough or whatever, she be like, "Don't worry about it." Well, shit, don't worry about it. Then just do it your damn self. You do it yourself. Shit, like, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, it is what it is. But she have like calm down. She have calm down.
seconds.
Like for real, and be that, bro. Like 2-3 seconds, bro. Hey, I need you to do this, and I don't budge. Don't worry about it. I got it. Well, you got it. Shit. But
I don't know, man. I guess you gotta have some type of independence. Like you gotta know how to do something.
Yeah.
You know, like not just nothing at all. So
You don't want to be with no bum. I mean, they go for a man and a woman.
But I'll say for the ladies that's like me, I do feel like we do have to kind of like sit back and be a little bit patient, because I know I'm trying more, because I know I'm like,
you trying?
let's put these stools together. Okay. Okay. You know, so I'm trying to be more patient with it, even though I know how to do it. I act like I don't.
Better.
I'm like, can you do this for me? You know? And it might take him 20 minutes where it may take me 5, but I still let him do it. I just wait patiently. Give me 5 for that.
That's good.
Give me 5 for that, because I'm doing better.
You're doing better.
Crystal, what you got to say? You quiet.
I ain't got nothing to say. Nothing at all.
Are you getting better 2 seconds, or you?
So let me ask the guys this, like.
We didn't let Crystal answer her.
Oh, you was
Am I
finna
getting
answer?
better?
Oh, my
Yeah.
bad. I'm sorry.
I never thought I was bad.
bad what? Oh. Now, when it comes to doing something, like you might say, "Hey, can you do X, Y, and Z?" And like you said, I may sit there for a minute, and you just don't worry about it.
So how did that make you feel? Was my question.
Similar to what you I mean, you got up and everything.
Yeah, for real. How would that make you feel, Nico?
I don't care.
If she asked
I'm
you,
gonna do it. Then.
then you see, I'm not
No,
alone.
Chris, your favorite
I'm not
line is,
alone.
"I said I was gonna do it, woman."
That's what I say. That's what I
Now,
say.
sometimes,
give me
occasionally,
no
I'll go
time.
ahead and get up. I'll be like, "Yo, chill." But for the most part, she already done got up and she halfway to where she going. So
And you know what you
just
should have
let it
did?
ride out.
You should have went on and did it.
Instead of asking. Instead of asking.
You know what? Shut up.
Is that not true?
You were gonna do it
That's
yourself
true, though,
anyway.
ain't it?
It's a work in progress. Just say you're getting better, Crystal, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so ask him when he want me to do something. What do I do? Do you have to ask me twice, or do I get up and do it? Sometimes what?
Twice now.
No, you don't.
So you get up every time.
Y'all just ain't getting up and doing it. I don't believe
every
that.
time.
What?
Chris.
I
Bookie.
can't say you get up most of the
I
time,
don't
but
believe that.
Uh-huh.
Most.
No.
Oh, okay.
most.
But it's sometimes you're gonna have to ask twice.
It depends on the circumstances or the situation at hand. Like I'm gonna say about 90% of the time.
Yeah.
90%, and that's
93.
a good. I even give you 95.
So y'all ain't giving no back, no
Right.
blowing. You ain't blowing.
So,
and
bro, I'm being 100% honest, bro.
Y'all
Like
ain't doing none of that.
most of the time, if I ask Keith for something, if I ask her to do something or whatever, she'll be like, "All right, what is it?"
Oh,
And
she don't
and
complain under her breath?
And she'll just go on and do it. If she
You're a
do
good
complain,
one.
if she do complain, I don't hear it. But sometimes she'll blow and she'll huff and she'll puff and she'll try to blow the house down.
I
But,
mean, that's
you
all
know,
I'm asking.
like-
Sometimes,
Yeah,
sometimes,
I ain't saying
yeah.
every time.
And then
I complain and then do it.
Thank you. Good job.
Yeah.
But he already know I'm going to complain. So, I mean, you know I'm going to do it, but I have to
But just
complain
like
first.
we said in the beginning, just go ahead and do it. I should've
But
went on
what's
and did it.
worse? Asking and then the person doing it and complaining, or asking more than once
Both of
and
them.
still having to get up and do it
Both.
because the
But
person
let me
didn't do
let
it?
me say this. I can vouch for me and Chris. I don't know Nico ever smoked marijuana in his life. But me
Lord,
me
that
and
is
Chris,
not an
listen, me and
For the
Chris
record,
smoked
I
a
haven't.
lot of marijuana in our lives, bro. And our brain cells, you just might have to ask us 2 or 3 times.
No,
Bro, we forget,
no,
bro.
no,
But we
no.
forget sometimes, bro.
That is favorite excuse.
That brain cell has connected back.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. It's connecting. It ain't got there yet. It's getting there.
I don't give a damn about
Buster,
no
it should
smoking,
left
no
the 3
weed
y'all.
in the past. No. What they got to do with your hearing?
Yeah. And your
It
feet
might
getting
have.
up.
You ever heard it go in one ear and out the other? Like it just
Whatever.
went out. We heard it, but it didn't register.
You ready?
Oh man! All right, y'all.
Oh, it's about to be something crazy.
It ain't well, nah. So if you could change one thing about your spouse, would you change anything, or would you not change nothing?
Yes.
Just one thing, not multiple, just one.
I got it.
Go ahead, then, Nico. Go ahead, Nico.
Don't be appalled. Bree is very. Whenever it's time to do something, she takes 3 days to process, and I'm like, "You need to do it today." Oh, I'm gonna do it later. I don't like that.
He don't like your processing time.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's just
But you should love all of me.
I do love all of you.
Boogie's gonna
I
start
do.
drama with the last question.
No, I just want to know.
Oh, we might gotta start.
Oh, hello.
Oh yeah.
Just a
You should
question.
love all of me.
No, I do love all of you, but I'm saying don't take 3 days to process. We need to get stuff done. Time is of the essence.
Excuse me.
Now she thinking of one.
I don't think that's bad though.
Nah, that ain't bad.
ain't
That
nothing
ain't bad.
bad.
Everything else, he wouldn't change it. That's good,
Yeah.
Bree. That's great.
And I'm so perfect, she won't have nothing to say.
His that mouth.
Ooh.
It comes in handy, but then don't come in handy.
What's wrong with my mouth? And what you snapping for?
You got a smart
Red
mouth.
Robin Hood?
You got a smart mouth.
All right, so what I would change is
You get that in the bag.
I mean, he showed
no,
you.
it ain't nothing bad, but it's similar to Nico's. Well, no, it ain't, not really. But like when we have like a heated discussion or argument or whatever, I want us to go ahead and get it. Like, say what we gotta say, let's move past it. She ain't moving past it until she ready to move past it. Like, bro, she'll go on and on and on and on. I'm like, Keith, bro, I done apologized. I said I'm gonna do this, but you didn't do it when I said, bro, just let it go. Like, that's the only thing I don't like. You just keep going, like the Energizer Bunny.
Now is she doing that all day and then letting it go, or like weeks?
He talking about in that moment.
Yeah, in that
okay.
moment, she might go for a couple hours.
Now you're lying.
You might go for a couple
Now
hours,
you're
bro.
Now you're lying.
And God forbid if I say she wrong.
Now he's lying. So
Okay, so you ain't got to be right about everything.
no. It's not that I have to be right.
Oh, okay. Oh, you do.
But this is his line, though, to try to end the argument. Yep. I apologize, because you just perfect.
That ain't
And
it.
of course, that's gonna make me go on.
That ain't it.
But
I say, Key, just let it go. Like, okay, I get it. Just let it go.
I get what you're saying. So in what you're saying, I'm gonna say, if you want me to let it go, you have to say something other than I'm sorry, because that is a cop out. We can't be talking about, I don't know, something serious. You didn't feed Doja for a month. And then you be like, oh man,
Damn,
I'm
she
sorry. I'm sorry. So no, that's a problem. We need to come to a conclusion. I don't want to talk about that. Just let it go.
See,
No. So that's what we're
no,
saying. If you don't want me to keep going,
no.
what I would change about
What
you
I'm
is,
saying
hold
is-
on, let me say mine. What I would change about you
hit me
is,
no more.
I didn't hit you. I pushed your arm down. What I would say about you is, I would like you to communicate better. That's one thing I would change.
All right, let me better what I was saying. We have already came to the conclusion or ending of what we were talking about, and you still wanting to keep going on and on. You know, Nico, you know, if she got something on her chest, she gonna say it. Like,
Absolutely.
she's gonna say it. Like,
Absolutely.
bro, just let it go.
Absolutely.
You're not gonna stop until you're comfortable.
I'm
Like,
not gonna-
It could be hours after. If something come to your heart or your mind, you're gonna say it.
She's
We
just
can-
the type
we
of
can be-
person she want to fully get
I
off
want
her
to. I want
chest.
to exactly.
So if you don't let her get everything off her chest, she will keep going.
And
But she just want to get everything off her chest.
not even the fact of getting everything off my chest. I want a solution.
Right.
Like I don't want to end on I'm sorry. Okay, that's cool. So what are we gonna do? How do we fix that? And you want to end it at I'm sorry. I'm gonna do better.
I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't. We didn't came to the solution, and you still want to go.
If you guys want to know more, listen to our episode. All right, Crystal and Chris.
So you ain't got nothing you would change about me?
Yeah, I said your communication.
No.
Let's see. I really ain't much. Oh, one thing though.
Y'all should have saw that light bulb.
Nah, it's just it ain't nothing that's major. It's just when Crystal when she get frustrated, she kind of just shut completely down. Like it's no asking questions. There's no making no decisions at that time. It's just shut down. She get frustrated easily, and she don't want to do anything after or during that process. So outside of that, nothing.
Perfecto.
But yeah, if something get on her nerves, that's it.
I would have to say, if there's one thing that I could change about Chris, it would be for him not to snore.
I knew she I knew it.
Because it's bad. But I love you. I really do.
And I'm sorry.
Who else
I
got
definitely
some
don't think
partners?
that's bad.
You said what?
We won't have too many bad problems like that. The fix between all of us.
No.
That's easy.
Yeah, it ain't like nobody said, I just want to change your whole personality.
Right.
I just want a divorce. Straight to divorce. I don't want to fix it.
All right. Well,
Well, I think we're going to leave it there. And remember,
the wedding is only the beginning.